I always ask people to talk about the art scene around them and what they absorb to then kind of like project out in their work. And I'm really interested to know how you'll do it, because you talk so much about art history and also about like, like consumables that are around you that are kind of like everyday items and how you can position them in like a really interesting way. And you talk about juxtaposition and all these kind of things. And I look at your murals and the different paintings you pulled together, and it's like, it's fascinating. So I am really, really, it's actually not a question I've ever asked you before about the art scene or the visual kind of like references around you and how or why you pull them together to kind of project them into your work.
It's a great question, Ben, and I think it's funny enough. It does very much address, I think, something at the heart of my thinking and practice. I mean, if you rewind a little, like I guess my in my own personal journey, like into getting where I am today, in a way, like studying philosophy was a really important like mental journey for me, because having been like a slight loser kid that was like totally unengaged at school and not at all like progressing in a way within the system, when I stumbled upon some philosophy books, it really like sparked my brain to like action, and from there, I think it really crystallized in a way my own philosophy to the world, being this quite like juxtaposed, like high low mix, and I would say that is reflected within my art in so much that I'm very much a pop philosopher in terms of, and also like a pop, of the like neo pop art school, in terms of like I believe in like the power, the holy, let's say the holy poetry of everyday language, and how everyday language is what connects us all, and it's actually for me like really like a gold mine of meaning and power. So but at the same time, I'm also obsessed with art history, and I'm obsessed with art as a subject, and I'm studying a lot. But rather than like look for inspiration, like it's a very much a funny contrast between my obsession with art, but my at the same time I'm also very interested in what's around me, because I feel that's the thing, like whether it's the brands that we all wear or the memories we have growing up with certain brands, like cereal packets on the kitchen table, or whether it's like just graphics from fonts of brands, or like just, and also just in terms of the whole world of aesthetics around us that we all have like direct memory and association with, because there's so much poetry in everyday life, and sometimes the art that gets too stuck in itself can become detached from the beauty of that everyday poetry, and also in a way becomes detached from any actual real significance or actual real meaning. It's like the pretense in a way kills it. And so it's always so important for me in a way to like marry the discourse of art history and thinking and questioning, but with the sort of the everyday philosophy of like just appreciating that everyone is truly an artist in my mind. Like all meaning is experienced through everyone. Like the great emotions of the world are all experienced through artists sometimes can help to spell things out, or mirror them, or reflect them, or capture them somehow, or tell the stories, but actually the beauty in the poetry is everything, in everything. And so I guess that's where I guess my funny juxtaposition comes, with my sort of funny hybrid between being overtly pop and overtly into symbols and accessibility, but at the same time having this I guess desired sensibility for things.